What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3 of my NHL 21 San Jose Sharks Franchise Mode series. If you guys have missed the last couple episodes, definitely recommend checking those out just because a lot has happened. As you can see, last year the Pittsburgh Penguins won the Stanley Cup. They actually beat the Minnesota Wild, who we traded Erik Karlsson to. So kind of glad Minnesota didn't win with Karlsson, but it made our trade look a little bit worse. We made the playoffs, but we haven't had much playoff luck yet. Definitely a young team though, so I think we have a lot of potential here in the coming years. Right here, you guys can see the team. Kaprizov, Wenberg, and Myers on the first line getting a +3. Duclair, Point, and Landeskog on the second line also getting a +3, so that's pretty big for the top 6. I saw someone asking why Point's not first line center. That's the reason right there. Basically, instead of having an 89 and a 94, you would have a 92 and an 87. So it makes more sense. Also, of course, the wingers too all get a nicer boost. Boldy, Thornton, and LeBanc, the third line is pretty good. And then we have Gamble, Kopp, and Sorella as a decent fourth line. Defensively here, defense probably our weakest spot, but it's not terrible. We have Letty, Manson on the top pair, Zavarov, Pelech on the second, Murray's overall on the bottom pair, getting a +3, which is kind of nice. Little bonus there. Bainton's our starting goalie. Gustin backing him up, down 84. So, I mean, we have options here. He's actually signed 750K for the next 2 years. If he gets up to an 85, only one below Binnington, I feel like why not trade Binnington, save $5 million in salary, and then, obviously try to bring somebody in with that money. In a few years from now, they'll have a ton of really good prospects we have to pay. In terms of the special teams, the first power play unit actually gets a +3, which is awesome. Second gets a +1. Four-man there, +1. Second, 0. The penalty kill is 0 for both. Really don't have any two great PKers. The three-man, unfortunately, gets 2 -1s. Couldn't really fix it to be any better. AHL team, Kent Johnson, Matthew Beniers now both on the team, playing first line. You got Cole Perfetti there as well. I wouldn't have minded all three of those guys on the first line, but unfortunately, no chemistry boost. Still though, AHL team looks good. Of course, they actually won the Calder Cup last year. Defensively there, you got Ferraro, Merkley, which is a nice top pair, Wu, Mete, Alexiev, Waugh. Everyone's 77 to 80 overall, which is pretty nice for the AHL team. And starting in goal for our AHL team is Jesper Wallstedt, 73 overall, backing him up. Alan Feld, who's a 74. Both these guys actually play on the same Swedish team, and we're both goalies for the Swedish World Junior team, so that's kind of cool. I just want to show you guys power play really quick. You can see I got both Beniers, Johnson, Merkley, Perfetti. So our 4 guys with medium elite, all in the power play 1. Hopefully they can grow. Obviously, the faster they grow, the more they grow, the better that'll be for our team. Team stats there, you guys can see is buyer. I think I accidentally thought it said seller or something in the last episode. Thornton, of course, wearing the C, the veteran on this team. Would love to win a cup with Thornton in San Jose. He did win a cup in the first season with Toronto, though, so I don't have to feel too bad if we're unable to get him one. Now, our offense, defense, goaltending stats here, 94 offense and 92 defense, 87 goaltending. So, pretty solid stats all around. We'll get started with the sim here, guys. We've got a lot of players, I think, still in junior as well. They're going to grow, so we have a good team now. The team is looking very good for the future as well. We just drafted Matthew Savoy. We've also got, like I said, all those guys in the AHL, Lambos even. Lots to look forward to here. So we'll get started with the sim and hopefully the team plays well. This is kind of funny, guys. Columbus Blue Jackets are trying to trade Mark-Edward Vlasic back to us. Obviously going to say no. Huge contract there. So we're almost the end of December. We just got over 500, 18 and 17 now. We've been hovering around 500 basically since the start of the season. We're 1 game above it now, as you can see. I'm not really sure why this team's not doing better than that. 20 and 18 is not terrible. We actually have a wildcard spot, surprisingly, but I thought this team would be, competing for the division title. We're a pretty good team. Wenberg there's in a very good season, 40 points, 41 games, pretty much all assists. I guess he's, learning from Joe Thornton there. So it's a tough division. The Ducks are the best team at 54 points. We're only 11 points back of that. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I should make a trade because, it's so tight there. You can see a couple teams on our heels in the Coyotes and the Blackhawks. I'll probably wait till the deadline just because it is easy to make trades in terms of, moving the cap and stuff like that. But hopefully this team can play a little bit better than they are right now. Now, this is an interesting offer, guys. Washington Capitals want to give us Orlov for Chmelevski. Chmelevski's a decent prospect. I want to say he's 23 years old right now. 23, yeah, 79. So I'll probably end up being a low 80 there. He's got the medium top 6 and the AHL. He's only got 28 points though, 41 games. Let's see. Orlov, 1 year left, making $5 million, 8th year overall. He's not really a superstar defenseman though, which is kind of what we need. Does he have really good team fit? All penalty kill lines. I think our defense is fine. We're not getting a chemistry boost on the top 4, which kind of sucks, but we already have a lot of mid-80 defensemen like him. What we're really missing is a true number 1 guy. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to hope that there is a number 1 guy available at the deadline. Dylan Larkin. Wow. Savoy and Drysdale, though, is too much. I mean, yeah. especially 1 year left. No. As much as I'd like Larkin on the team, that asking price was crazy. And we're at the deadline here, guys, with a record of 32, 24, and 6. We've started playing a little bit better, which is nice to see. Not really sure what was up with that slow start. We actually have a divisional playoff spot now, post a wild card. The Ducks, though, still have a big lead. Only 3 points back, the Golden Knights. You can see the Central there is actually not doing as good. Ducks, 84 points. They're the best team in the NHL right now. That's kind of surprising. I think it was Jamie Drysdale, maybe Trevor Zegras just carrying the team. Alex Wenberg, over a point per game. He's played great since coming to our team. So we get to the deadline now. Like I was saying, I think our number one priority right now is to try and get a number one defenseman. I think our forwards are more than good enough. We could move Binnington. I guess for a number one defenseman would be ideal because Gustin, of course, isn't too bad of a backup. I'll have to take a look at his stats. Tarasenko. Wow. Tarasenko would definitely give us some goals. Matt Dumba, 87 overall. Would come in, be the number one guy. 1 year left. We could probably get him re-signed. The value's not crazy. Sean Monahan wouldn't be too bad either. He'd be a third line center, though, so I don't know if it's really worth it. Sorry if you guys just heard some big bang outside. Braden Shen there. Darnell Nurse is an 86. Also, a bit of an upgrade. Tuukka Rask, definitely don't need. Josh Anderson, I think we're fine without. Kevin Fiala, same thing. Justin Schultz, 85. Calgary just made a trade. Is it Sean Monahan? It was. Trade Sean Monahan to the New York Rangers there for a first-round pick, Hunter Skinner. Very interesting. Andreas Janssen on the Devils, up to an 85. Wow, so he grew a lot more than he does in real life. Okay, so I'm maybe going to make a trade for Dumba. Plus, I'll obviously, look around, see what else is out there. So I'm looking around the league for defensemen, guys. I noticed Edward Vlasic's now an 82, making $7 million. So very glad I got rid of that contract. Matt Dumba, who I thought I might trade for, unfortunately, Pro Scout says he fits on our defensive pairing 3, which is already getting a +3. I want him on the top pair ideally, so I'm not sure if it's really worth it to trade up for him. I'm going to try and find someone else to trade for. I was thinking maybe Cam York here. 85 overall, only making $900K for 2 more years, so he's quite cheap. Going to keep getting better. Offensive defenseman could maybe pair up really nice with Pellich on the top pair. Plus, he fits on all of our lines. I'm not sure what the price is going to be, but worth a shot. I was trying to make a trade for Cam York, guys, but it seems like it was just going to cost too much. Now I'm trying to make a trade here with the Buffalo Sabres for Marc-Andre Fleury and Jack Quinn. Fleury's an 87 overall goalie. He's 38 years old, so, getting up there in age, might retire. .905 save percentage and a 2.97 goals against. Both of those are better than Binnington, .892 and a 3.14, which is honestly kind of bad from Binnington. He's on 1 overall higher, but Binnington, of course, is younger. He's making a bit more money. The thing is, we have Gustin behind Fleury, so if Fleury goes down in rating, if he retires, whatever, Gustin is still there, kind of as like a backup, literal backup option. Jack Quinn here, because Fleury's value is like half of Binnington, I think because of his age. 21 years old, 72 overall, 34 points right now in the AHL, 21 goals. Melange there on our side is literally just there for the roster spot. He's not even starting in the AHL for us. You can see Fleury's value. I should probably order it the other way. Not high at all. And then Jack Quinn. They also have John Jason Paterka on the block. He's 3 overall higher than Quinn, but 17 points in the AHL right now. Quinn's got 34, so I think Quinn will probably grow in rating by more. I don't know. We'll see what they say here. We might have to add a bit, but it's definitely a good trade for us. Wow. Never mind. Trades accepted. So yeah, we have a new starting goalie. We also got Jack Quinn added to the already insane pool of prospects we have. Like, he's going to be alongside Perfetti, Beniers, Johnson, Savoy. The fact I'm literally forgetting people because they're that stacked is ridiculous. Now, I still would like a defenseman, but there wasn't really a number one defenseman on the block. As I mentioned, I think the best one was Dumba, and he didn't fit into our top pair, which is where I'd play him. So we might just have to wait for free agency next summer, or make a big trade next summer. I think I'm fine just upgrading, honestly, to Fleury and net. And the trade deadline is now complete, guys. From what I could tell, a lot of action happened, so we'll see all the trades here. Buffalo also got Duncan Keith, another big trade after ours, of course. Fleury for Binnington. Let's see. Edmonton got Eric Stahl there for a second-round pick. Sam Gagner goes to Pittsburgh. Antti Ranta to Boston. Lassie Thompson goes to St. Louis. Boston there got a pick for Mike Riley. Braden Shen, Nashville for a first-round pick. Big return. Matthew Robertson to Blackhawks. New York Rangers get PK Subban. I feel like Subban would love playing in New York. Jonathan Berggren, I wish Detroit didn't trade him. For Andreas Janssen, Bobby Ryan returns to Detroit. We also give up Darcy Kemper. It seems like a bad trade by Irishman. Kevin Fiala goes to Florida. Interesting. First-round pick, but back to Minnesota. Philip Deneau, Evan Rodriguez to the Rangers. Tuukka Rask and Braden Schneider to the Arizona Coyotes. Wow. Damon Severson and Mackenzie Blackwood in New Jersey. To Pittsburgh from New Jersey. The Devils get a first and a second. Those are two big pieces. I feel like first and second is a pretty good return, but honestly, it could be even more. Justin Falk there to LA. Justin Barron to Boston. Colorado got Jake DeBrusk though. Montreal got Matt Dumba. Oh, okay. So that's why I was wondering why he was on Montreal. So the trade already went through. So I probably couldn't even trade for him anyway. It was no longer on the block. Josh Anderson went to Minnesota. So both traded guys they had on the block. And then Sean Monahan, of course, went to Calgary there for a first-round pick and Hunter Skinner. So like I said, I had a lot of action there. Hopefully our lines are all the same because all we did was traded for Marc-Andre Fleury. Right here you guys can see Fleury now on the team. Like I mentioned, no other changes. I did want to point out one thing that I forgot before. You can see Landis Alexander for the second line power play. I didn't realize he's actually got 79 faceoffs. I didn't think, Landis played much center, but worked out quite well as we actually don't have a center on that second unit. And it's weird, looking at this team again, I feel like they really should be doing it a lot better. So hopefully it was just Bainton not playing well in net, and now we can actually start winning some games. Also, guys, want to give an updated look at the AHL team. I think the first line's the same. We now have Jack Quinn on the second line playing with Cole Perfetti and Noah Gregor. So the AHL team's kind of stacked. Litchfield, I think, actually put up a lot of points a season ago. Chmelnyshky's a 79. Ozzy Weisblatt's a first-round pick. I already mentioned how good the defense is. Jesper Wallstedt's our starting goalie. I was actually looking at contracts at the AHL because I was trying to find Jack Quinn. They didn't put him in the AHL immediately. And I noticed that this year when I sorted by potential. How crazy is that? That shows you kind of what the future of this team is going to look like. I think it should be pretty good. And the regular season is now over, guys. We finished the record of 44, 31, and 7. We actually won our last 6 straight games. So we went out big time. We were, I think, we were 5th in the Pacific, the second wild card, early March. But luckily, like I said, won a bunch of games there. I think we actually finished, 2nd in the division? I'll have to double check it right now. And Braden Point finished the leading scorer there, 81-82, so just shy of a point per game. Ducks there, 104, but finished with 95 points, which is very good. You can see the Golden Knights, Coyotes, both the win behind us. Kings there getting in with 88. The Jets also had 88, so they lose in the tiebreaker. Sucks for them. I'll take a look at everyone here. I assume Wenberg's pretty close to a point per game. Until, end of the season here. Yeah, 79 points. He was the leading scorer on the team for a while. 17 goals only, but 62 assists. Like I said, literally second coming to Joe Thornton. Kaprizov, 76. Landeskog, 74. Boldy, 72. 5 guys on the team putting up 70-plus points. Cannot complain about that. Anthony Duclair even had 68 there. Timo Meier, 66. LeBanc, 61. So that's 8 players on our team at 60-plus points. That is so impressive. We didn't have a superstar go off with 100-plus, but I'll take, 8 guys putting up 60-plus each. Even Joe Thornton there at 43, still had 45. Andrew Kopp, 4th liner, put up 35. Nick Leddy, 32. I'd like him to put up a bit more than that, especially, he's our number 1 offensive defenseman, but we can definitely find someone this summer, like I was saying. So Marc-Andre Fleury here, 34, 20, and 5. Now this concludes games for Buffalo as well, a .905 and a 2.97. Gustafson there, 14 and 10 with a .907 and 2.84. It's not too bad. Let's see Fleury's stats for us. 7 and 5. Not too bad. He did play a little bit better there for Buffalo. Take a look at the AHL team next. Kent Johnson, 64 points in 65 games. 79 overall already. He's going to explode. He'll be a low 80 by the start of next season. Cole Perfetti had 51. He'll probably also be pushing 80. Chmelnyshky, 44. Definitely drops off. Benier's only 41. But I think he's a bit more defensive, so maybe that's not the worst thing. Jack Quinn, 23 goals there. Take a look at Wallstedt as well as Allenfelt. So Allenfelt did get more starts. That sucks. But he's 1 overall higher, so I really don't know how to fix that. Post from just getting a worse backup. Andrei Svechnikov, 112. Aho, 109. Carolina's top line. Carrying. Caulfield, 103. Crosby, 100. Caulfield is just so dirty. Oh my goodness. Perfect hands. Then his shot there, 98 wrist shot accuracy. No physical at all, but it just doesn't matter. The guy's scoring at will. So, yeah, this is what happens when you bump him up from low lead to medium lead. Now, he might have also simmed really well, but I think we either have to drop him down to high top 6 or maybe keep him medium elite, but lower his offensive stats a little bit because I think he gets a bit too good too fast. Drysdale Eichel, Jared McCann, wow, he randomly went off. Tyler Seguin, Ryan Getzlaf at 37, still getting it done. Defenseman here, let's see, Drew Doughty, 79 points. I saw he's still high rated. He's actually gone up in rating, which is kind of crazy to be honest. Eric Carlson as well, I don't see him here, but he's a 90 now, so these guys, they're older. I dropped them in rating to start the franchise, but they still go up. Let's see, rookie skaters. Dennis Sanko, this is his first year in NHL, 70 points, and then big drop off. Kuleshov, 45. Shane Wright only put up 45 points. I feel like Detroit had been playing him on the 3rd line then, which is their fault, definitely. Should have given him more ice time. And checking out the standings for the entire league now. Buffalo Sabres actually won the President's Trophy. I thought it was the Ducks. Beat them up by 1 though. Bennington's their new starting goalie. We got their former starter in Fleury. They still win the Presidents. I don't think they were first place when we made that trade, so I'm wondering if Bennington just started playing better for them. LA, Chicago kind of robbed Tampa, Montreal, but conferences exist, so you can't really do much about that. New York Islanders last in the NHL. Very surprising. I thought, with the upgrades they got, they'd be doing better, but we'll get started now, guys, with the playoffs. We finished second, so we're going to play the Golden Knights, I guess, in the first round. 2v3. I'm actually not too sure. I remember when I was looking at making trades, they still had both Pietrangelo and Shea Theodore. I'm not sure about Mark Stone, the rest of the team. So Marchessault, Max Domi's their first line center. Mark Stone is still there. Smith, Carlson, Tatar. Interesting. I actually just remember Tatar played for them for a bit. Max Pacioretty down to an 81. That's kind of fast, I think, to downgrade. Cody Glass, I think they're just wasting on the fourth line. They have some depth for sure. I think our forward group's better. Their top pair is much better than us. Theodore, Pietrangelo. After that, though, we actually have better depth. And then Leonard, there's a starting goalie, 84. Rene backing him up, 40 years old. Still playing in the NHL. No longer on the Predators, though. I feel like real life he's definitely retiring as a Nashville Predator. We'll get started here. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure about this one. I felt more confident in the past, and we got knocked out in the first round. So we'll see what happens here. We do have the home ice advantage. San Jose and Vegas, of course, pretty good rivalry. After that one playoff where the 5-minute power play, and San Jose came back to win it. We're up 2-0, 4-2 in both home games. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. Going to Vegas, 4-2. What? What? I don't think I've ever seen that. We sweep the Vegas Golden Knights. I was worried about actually getting knocked out by them. 4-2, 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. Okay. So strange some of the things that happen in this game, but I will take it. I'll take any weird thing where we win over a loss. Anaheim Ducks next, of course. Best team in the Western Conference. I remember, too, when I was looking around for trades, their team didn't look that great. Timo Meier there, leading scorer. He had 7 points in 4 games. Let's see the Ducks. Jones, Getzlaf, Kasha. We know Getzlaf's playing really well. Silverberg, Lundstrom, Gusev, Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, Granlund, Athanasiou, Henrique, Comtois. They're another team with some good depth. Everyone's 80+, but highest rated forward, I think, is Kasha, 86. Back on the Ducks. Their best defenseman's Lindholm, 85, so similar to us. Just 80+s, but no one's too crazy. Honestly, a pretty similar team to us, but they have a much better goalie in Gibson, although he is only one higher than Fleury. And offensively, I think they're lacking. Our offense is a lot better. Now, they might be getting a +5 on that first line, because I know Getzlaf's a power forward, Cash is a sniper. I'm trying to remember who that other guy was, but if he's a playmaker, they actually could have a +5, which could be a big reason why they're playing so well, because the Ducks, overall-wise, I don't think are that crazy. So they beat us in the first game 5-3, and they beat us in the second game 3-1. Okay, so hopefully we can at least take one game here at home in San Jose. 5-3 win, 6-1 win, let's go. So we bounced back there after dropping the first two. The Ducks again, though, beat us in Anaheim. We have to win these next 2 games to move on to the conference final. And we lose in 6 to the Ducks. I mean, they're a very good team. I cannot be too upset with that. Our team is still pretty young, and our best players aren't even in the NHL yet. I was showing you guys, we had I think 9 players, elite potential or better. So I'm not too upset about that. We're competitive. The young guys are playing well in the AHL. I should actually check the AHL team. I just thought to do that because NHL Stanley Cup's going on. Are we in the Calder Cup final again? We swept the Henderson Silver Knights in the first round. Ontario Reign second round. Texas Stars, we beat in the third round. Oh my goodness. We were actually down 2-1, then we won the next 3 straight. So we have the Syracuse Crunch here in the Calder Cup final. Chance for us to repeat. I'm trying to remember if this is Tampa Bay's AHL team. I know at one point it was, but the AHL teams constantly, move around. Detroit's is easy. It's Grand Rapids Griffins all the time. 1-1, 3-1, let's go. Game number 2 here. 0-0 again in the first. 2-1 now. Okay, so it is Tampa still. I wasn't sure. Matthew Joseph. Jack Quinn gets a couple. I believe he got a goal in the last game too. So Jack Quinn, what a trade. Ken Johnson makes it 3-1. I still can't believe, Fleury, even if Buffalo goes on to win the Cup, Bennington wasn't playing great. I think Fleury's definitely an upgrade. So we're up 2-0 now in Syracuse. This is pretty nuts. Game 3 here. Like I said, this just shows how many good young players we have coming. Mete, Ababanato. Oh my god, that name was tough. Johnson, Beniers, Douglas, Finley for them. 8-2. Oh my goodness. Beniers gets a hat trick in the third period. Weisblatt gets one. He also had a goal in the second period. 4-goal game from Beniers with the Hattie in the third. Wow. So, yeah, this team, I don't know if we're going to win a cup before year 5, but I feel like we could win 5 straight in years 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because These guys are coming. We definitely got to try and get them locked up long term. Here we go, guys. Start of game 4. Chance to sweep in the Calder Cup final. No goals again in the first. Up 1-0. Kent Johnson. You know what? I think we might actually watch this if we do win, just because there's so many, good players on this team. I wouldn't mind, watching them all lift that Calder Cup. Wow, this is a close one. 1-goal lead here. About 5 minutes to go. I think Allen Felt's a starter, not Jesper Wallstedt. 58 seconds left. It looked like a power play might have just happened. Not sure who for. We have 78, 83, 73. They have 75, 78, 71. So yeah, we're the better team for sure. You can see there's 15 seconds left. I didn't realize I accidentally took control of the team opposed to letting it be CPU versus CPU. They've been hampering us on our own end. Big save there from Allen Felt. 6.5 seconds to go. Oh no, did I take a penalty as well? I did take a penalty. You can see there, they got the empty net. Oh my goodness. 1-goal lead, 6-6. Maryland Muse on our side. Alexiev, just get this puck and dump it for the Calder Cup win. Is that going to be a goal? Oh no, he grabs it, but there we go. San Jose Barracuda back-to-back Calder Cup champs. You can see Beniers on the bench, all these great prospects. Wallstedt there. I've said it too many times at this point, but just the amount of good young players coming up is ridiculous. And here we go, guys. The captain of the team coming out to get the Calder Cup. I wasn't sure if they had a Conn Smythe trophy thing, but it doesn't look like it. Brett Leeson is who's wearing the C. I feel like I should have changed that. I'm not sure. Probably Ryan Merkley, I think I'd give it to. He's been on the team the longest. I don't know if I've ever actually watched this Calder Cup one, because I thought there'd be an MVP thing. Gregor there gets it. They're definitely handing it off a lot faster than the NHL. I almost like this one better, because you get to see more players skating around with it. I know the NHL one too, the third guy who gets it takes forever. Ferraro there gives it to Allen Felt, our Swedish goalie tandem. And there you have the AHL team with the Calder Cup. Doesn't look quite as good as the Stanley Cup, but maybe this is a sign of things to come. And the playoffs just ended, guys. Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. I think that makes sense. Svechnikov, Aho, both leading the league in scoring. Kind of similar to Edmonton, but they have better defense than Edmonton. Probably better depth scoring. Probably better goalie. Minnesota, wow. So they went to the Stanley Cup final last year. Now they're picking first overall, and they're going to get Connor Bedard. I just realized what year the draft is that we're in. This is not fair. Islanders there picking second, which isn't too bad. And then the Devils jump up from 13-3 with the Winnipeg Jets pick. That's to hurt for the Jets, but at least it's not 1 or 2. At least you're not missing out on Bedard or Michkov. As well, I mean, we could potentially trade Minnesota to get Bedard because they jumped up there. It probably won't happen. Braden Point at 16 points in 10 games for us in the playoffs. Not too bad. I can't believe Minnesota's luck. Carlson turns around his career for them. Stanley Cup final. Now they're going to get Connor Bedard. Landeskog, Kaprizov, Duclair, all over a point per game for us in the playoffs. Meyer, Wenberg were close. AHL, so Kent Johnson, 13 points. I thought you did better than that. I don't even see Beniers. Blitzfield at 18. He's probably because he's too high rated. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's so weird. Basically, even though we haven't started next season yet, it assumes he'll be in the NHL, so we don't actually get to see him on the AHL screen. Let's see Allen Felt's numbers here for the playoffs. 15, 2-2, the .928 and a 1.88. If he doesn't go up from a 74, I don't know. Wallstedt's actually a 75 now, the higher rated goalie. So that must have just happened. Otherwise, he'd be the one that's getting the starts. Let's see the awards. I guess we'll start with the AHL. We won the Calder Cup there. Of course, we also won the Western Conference Playoff. We actually didn't win anything in the regular season, though, which is kind of surprising. Individual awards. Charche there, former player of ours. Most points playing for the Marlies. Also had MVP. Zegras, most goals. He wasn't playing in the NHL? What? What? How did that... I just realized that. Zegras is an 80-something. Tyler Madden there, outstanding rookie for the Sound Tigers. Sakara, I didn't even realize was still playing. Quick, best goalies in the AHL. Allen Felt did get the MVP. Charche sportsmanship. I gotta go look at Trevor Zegras' rating. So let's see. NHL here. Carolina Hurricanes, Stanley Cup, Sabres Presidents, and the Gal Stars there. Francis Campbell, Svechnikov, Art Ross, and the Hart. Doughty there, James Norris, you kidding me? Jack Hughes, Lady Bing, Denisenko, Calder. Svechnikov also got the Conn Smythe, big year for him. Tuukka Rask, Vezina. William Jennings there goes to Leonard. Doughty, Bill Masterton. Interesting. I'm not sure I've ever seen a defenseman win the James Norris and the Bill Masterton. Usually Bill Masterton's for a defenseman on a worse team. LA coach Jack Adams. O'Reilly there gets the Selke. Svechnikov also Ted Lindsay. Cole Caulfield, Maurice Richard. I think I forgot to check that. Look at this, guys. Trevor Zegras is 87 overall. and he played in the AHL last year. Am I reading that right? Or actually, yeah, he had 65 points in 68 games, 300 a point per game, 87 overall. I don't know what the Ducks are thinking. I mean, they're the best team in the Western Conference, but they could have been even better. Like, that's so weird. And check this out, guys. Look at retired players right now. Jumbo Joe's still going. Jason Spezza, though, calls it quits at 40 years old. I was actually a member of the AHL team for the Anaheim Ducks. Corey Perry as well. Louis Erickson, Mark Giordano, Andrew Ladd, Tyler Bozak, Brent Seabrook, Philippe Perreault, Brower, Jack Johnson. Goaltenders, Henrik Lundqvist, but no Marc-Andre Fleury. So we're actually going to have him for next season. I can't believe Jumbo Joe is still going. Wow, this is very interesting, guys. Michkov here is actually ranked above Bedard. He has high elite potential. Bedard is franchise. But maybe Michkov, for whatever reason, just grew more than him, so he's going to be high rated out of the draft. That means he's going to Minnesota, and then Bedard would be going to the Islanders, I believe. And was it the Devils picking third? A few elite players there. I'm just looking at the draft class before we actually get to the draft. Any other medium elites guaranteed? Wow. Nightingale and Jacobs, both 50-50 franchise. We have to try and get both these guys. Just, you know, I doubt either will be franchise, but imagine they were. Take a look at gems here as well. There's a top 6. Early second rounder, probably going to miss out on him. So we're at the draft now, guys, and as you can see, another top 3 picks are on the block. Even the Devils pick, which they jumped up a ton to get to, don't have a chance at Michkov or Bedard. They're still holding on to it. So, I mean, I'll try and trade for Minnesota the Islanders. I guess Minnesota's there. If the Islanders is cheaper, might as well go for it, assuming Minnesota does go for Michkov. The Islanders there might be slightly cheaper. Do we just flip Matthew Savoy immediately? Because Bedard and Michkov usually sim very well. Beniers and Johnson, both 80s already. That's nice. Lambos is 75. Alright, guys, so I'm offering the Islanders Cole Perfetti and a second round pick in 2025 for their second overall pick. Let's see what they say to this. Trades rejected. I kind of figured that. Honestly, I think it'd be almost better if we don't trade for... Let's see what Minnesota does here. I'm going to let Minnesota have their pick. They do take Bedard, 85 overall out of the draft. Franchise potential. The dude is a beast. Michkov, 85 as well, franchise potential. I thought I made Michkov high elite, but maybe I made him franchise because he is actually scoring more than Ovechkin did in the same like junior Russian league he's playing in. Clark 78 medium elite, Curry 80 medium elite. These other guys in the top 5 are also very, very good. So I'm actually going to try and trade for a late first round pick to get that guy that's 50-50 low franchise. It looks like we're actually going to be making a trade with Buffalo. I think our scouts have him ranked 27. His actual rank's 31. So here, guys, my offer for the Sabres' 27th pick. Andrew Kopp, who actually has a lot of value, as you can see. 81 overall, making $1.4 million. Was a 4th-line center, but still put up 37 points. The thing is, we have Beniers coming up, Johnson, maybe Perfetti. We basically need spots for some guys. Adding a 5th rounder there. Value looks pretty equal. We'll see what they say. Trade's accepted. That's a good trade. Actually, pretty realistic too. Like, you know, he's a solid player for a late first rounder. I am actually going to try and see if I can maybe ship off Fleury because Gustafson's 1 overall higher. We just don't need him at this point. If I can find a team that's willing to take him on, has the cap space. I guess it was a bad trade with Bennington, but like I said, what are you going to do? So the Islanders will give us a 4th round pick in 2024 for Fleury. Trades rejected. Again, I'm just trying to save that $6.5 million because I think, honestly, we can use it better in free agency. They do accept, though, Fleury there for a 7th rounder. Bennington we could have gotten, like, a 2nd rounder for. So that kind of sucks. But Bennington wasn't putting up great numbers. What are you going to do? So Simon pick number 27 here. We'll take the 50-50 low franchise. Maybe that 7th round pick we just picked up becomes somebody awesome. That guy was actually first. Is supposed to be a bust. Jacobs, 50-50 low franchise. Come on. And 68 overall low elite. Okay, that's not too bad. Low elite obviously could grow. In terms of the trade value, medium top 4 is better. But if a low elite plays well, he of course has the higher ceiling. So we need to pick number 99 here. Gretzky's number. I'm going to try and take that medium franchise dude. Should still be here. He is. Yeah, 110 I guess is his ranking. Len Nightingale from the Sarnia Sting. Come on. 52 overall, medium elite. We'll take that. He's a goalie, but just gives us, you know, even more goalies to work with. So we need to pick number 176 now. Let's see what else is out there. Wells, there's a chance he's medium elite. Let's go. He's the next ranked guy. And medium 7. Last pick in the draft now. Actually, no, we have 2 7s, right? Let's see. DeMayo, 50-50, low elite. And he is a low elite. That's actually a really good 7th round pick. And now pick number 207 here. I'm pretty sure that low elite guy was who we got back for Fleury, so hopefully he turns out into a player. Heikkinen, and medium 7, so it could have been better, but overall, I think, not too bad of a draft. We actually have to re-sign some coaches now, guys. You can see the NHL head coach, associate coach, assistant coach, all need new contracts. The head coach, I for sure want to re-sign, because like I said, I like keeping the head coach the entire way. If I don't like him from the start, I'll just get a new one, but that way you can actually kind of look back and see how many cups you've won, presents, trophies, stuff like that. Honestly, I think our chemistry and everything's pretty good. I wouldn't mind just keeping all of these guys. Now, the associate coach wants to be a head coach, so there's a good chance he'll say no to come back, which is fine. The assistant coach also wants to be a head coach. Alright, as long as we keep our head coach, we'll be okay. And we're at the re-sign phase here, guys, with $46 million in cap space. Now, we have a lot of players to re-sign here. I didn't trade away anyone aside from Fleury, because I'm not really sure who I'm going to keep, who I'm not going to. And for like a 5th round pick, I'd rather just, have the option to keep him. Braden Point we're for sure keeping though, 90 overall. I still can't believe we got him for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And he's actually asking for less than he was last year. I guess he didn't have another 100-point season, so it kind of makes sense. We have 7 more years. $9 million for 7 years for Braden Point. We bring him to 34. I think he's good until at least, 32. So let's try that. Alex Wenberg's down at 88. He's playing great for us. He wants 9.5. It's tough to pay Wenberg that because I know he's just playing well due to chemistry and everything. Landeskog's an 88 now. He's actually gone back up. He wants 9 million. Timo Meier's a 86, and he's 26 years old. He wants 8 million. Duclair, 86, has been playing well. He wants 7. I don't know if we can afford to bring all these guys back. Joe Thornton better not ask for $5 million again. 2.5. He wants a 2-year deal. He wants to play till he's 45. Alright, Joe. Let's do 2.25 for 2 years. Because we're going to re-sign him anyway, so either he comes back or he retires. Gambrel, 26.82. Wow, he grew a ton on that 4th line. 1.5 on it, 1.4 for an 82. It's really good value. Zadorov, we have 380 overall D-man in AHL. Doesn't want to come back, so I'm going to let him go. Zaboral, Beniers, Johnson, Ferraro, Sorella. I think we don't need Sorella now with Beniers and with Johnson, especially at 1.5. I'll just let him go as well. Mete will depend on the price, over $1 million. I'll qualify him. If we can get him for free, because we got him for less than $1 million, I'll keep him. But goalies here, so we actually might have to not. I mean, Gustafson at 775k is such a steal. Medium backup guy will release. Obviously, Malik their starter. Not going to lose him for nothing. Timo Meier I don't want to keep because he's still growing. He's a power forward, but $8 million for an 86 is so expensive. Let's do 7.5. 3 years. See what he says to that. 7 forward a day. Braden Point should accept his offer. This head coach here accepted. And the associate coach accepted as well. I didn't think he would, but that's awesome. But the assistant coach is not interested, which I guess makes sense. That's a big downgrade if he sees himself as a head coach. I think I accidentally skipped it. I believe Meier accepted our offer. Gambrel wants more money. Braden Point there accepted his offer. Joe Thornton also accepted his offer. Same with the goalie. So, alright, Meier there, Meier rejected the offer. Interesting. But we do have Point, we do have Thornton. So $36 million here. Let's try 7.5 for 1 year for Meier, because it seems like he's asking for a lot right now. Duclair, that's going to be the last guy I think I sign. Wenberg, he works out really well in terms of chemistry and everything. Obviously, though, we have a ton of really good young players coming up. Let's try 8.75 for 2 years. I feel like he'll be 30 by then. Johnson, Beniers will kind of be taking over. Landeskog, do the same thing, 8.75, 2 years. And there you go, Gabe Landeskog's coming back to the team. Wenberg rejects, and Meier also accepts. Okay, so like I was saying, I think by the time Landeskog contract's up, 32 years old, Beniers, Johnson, Perfetti, the rest of the guys will be taking over. Meier, 1 year, just because I feel like we can maybe get him cheaper next season. So we still have 22 million there. If we sign Wenberg, we'll have over 10. Duclair, though, wants 7. I wouldn't mind Johnson or Beniers on the 3rd line, which is where Duclair is anyways. So, or actually, I think he was 2nd, but Boldy can go up to the 2nd. So we'll let Duclair go. He played well for us, just don't have the money. Wenberg, I'm actually going to try for 1 year here at 8.5, see if he can do it for us again. Now defensively, we have, the top guys all locked up. Manson, Pellich. Luddy's actually dropped from 85 to 83, so that sucks. Murray's also dropped 84 to 83. Zaboral, Ferrero. I mean, maybe Merkley can grow a ton. I'll definitely need him too, I think. Alright, so Wenberg again rejects. He wants more years than just one. Gamble there rejects again. Both him and Wenberg just playing such hardball. Alexiev's back. Some other AHL defensemen. Merkley, who will have a chance, honestly, to make the NHL. Wu. Lambo's there, who actually didn't have a contract yet. Alright, guys, my final offer to Wenberg here. 2 years, $9 million. The guy had, like, what, 15 goals? Did he even have... He might have not even had 15 goals. He had 17 goals. I feel like that's more than fair. I think all the AHL guys are signed by this point. There we go. He does accept. Wow. Gamble rejects. I'm not content with the amount of minutes I played. I was going to say I actually gave him an extra 50K, but it says he wants an extension. So, he's a good player. Fourth line, I think he'll be playing with Joe Thornton. 1.65 there for 1 year. I think those are the only two guys left we have to sign. And he does finally resign after we gave him an extra 100K. So, we have $13 million there. We need a backup goalie or a starter. Like Gustin, 84 could be low-end starter, high-end backup. AHL is good with Wallstedt, Allenfelt. We even have a couple starters there we can move on from. Wouldn't mind getting a number of defensemen. Definitely have to ship out some salary. Who it's going to be, probably Leddy or Murray. Honestly, even both. We have some low 80 guys coming up. So we got a little bit of work to do this summer, but I think our team looking pretty solid. Around the free agency period, guys, we'll take a look and see who's available. Dylan Larkin, which makes sense. Right, we're trying to trade him to us. Tarasenko, Fiala, Getzlaff, $10 million, 38 years old. Tanner Pearson wants $10 million. Makes his most recent contract with the Canucks not look so bad. Jesper Bratt, Jonathan Toews, Kasha, Shattenkirk, $8 million. He's the number one defenseman available. Duncan Keith, 7.5 at 39. There's just no D-man. Horvat there, Iafallo, Duclair, like tons of forwards. Moritz Seider, 88 overall, is an RFA. What is Detroit doing not getting him locked up? I'm going to try and make a trade for him for sure. I don't think we'll have the picks to get him locked up because we trade away our first. Darnell Nurse there, $6.5 million as a UFA, but I know from before it doesn't really match our chemistry. Dumba, kind of the same thing. So actually, highest rated defenseman, Seider. I'm not sure. Shattenkirk is the highest in the list for whatever reason. That's an 84. Looking at goalies here, Ben Bishop, Tuukka Rask, Shesh-Yurkin, 27.87. He's a pretty young, would be a starter for us. Blackwood, 26.85. He's actually got 1 year left to grow. High starter potential. And look at this, guys. Ilya Sorokin's available. 27 years old, so he's done growing. But he's an 84 overall, only wants 1.3 million. We could have him and Gustin both, in tandem there of 284s. Combined, they're making $2 million. That might be the way to go. Blackwood's only an overall higher, 0.897, 3.13. I mean, his stats were a little bit better, but Sorokin at 5 games played, I feel like that's just not even, enough. Shesh-Yurkin there, 0.897 and 3.19. Really not that much better. So I'm thinking at least for this year, we're going to do this. I'll even give him like an extra 100K to make sure we get him. It's still so cheap for an 84. Like Corby Salo there wants $4 million. Again, saving $4 or $5 million compared to Blackwood, Shesh-Yurkin, who are also mid-20s. Their stats aren't that much better. So I think that's the way to go. Give us a bit more cap room. Taking a look at two-way guys here. Saugard, Scott, Dostal, 23.80 is pretty solid, but obviously Wallstedt, Allenfelt are our goalies, so just going to leave that alone. Taking a look at two-way players now. Rubtsov, Kopaka, both 25, fourth liners. Medium top 6. 24 and 70, that guy's just done. Same with Yolanin. Tyler Madden, I feel like, didn't he win an HL award? 23.78. So I'm going to sign him along with Rubtsov and Kopaka, and I think we'll be good because our HL defense is already pretty stacked. So next year, guys, we're going to make a big trade here with the Detroit Red Wings, offering them Landeskog, who's a good player, but we can afford to lose him, I think. Give some more ice time to the younger guys. Mete is also an unsigned RFA for us, and then Malik there, medium star potential goalie. Basically, it's Landeskog for Seider, plus a bit on our side. They like everything, though. We'll see what they say to this one. Trades rejected. The value you have on the table is too far off. I wonder. I mean, Seider, he's not on the block. You'd think he would be. Second round pick next year. Does that get it done? Wow. Okay. What a trade. So I'm going to try and get Seider locked up now, guys. Not sure what he's asking. 7.3 for 6 years as a 22-year-old, 80 overall defenseman. He's got 6 more years to grow. You can get to a 90. Oh my goodness. 7 years, he gets cheaper. 8 years, he's also cheap. And 7's actually the sweet spot. 300K cheaper than 8 years. This is insane. 88 overall. this makes the trade even better. If we can get it for $6 million, this is probably the best contract ever. And as I mentioned before, guys, I feel like our PK needs an upgrade. I see Bergeron's available, 37 years old, 86 overall. Ton of young guys coming through. I'm going to do a 1-year offer here. I'll give him exactly what he's asking for. 1 year, 6.85. Also, Pavelski, I want to bring back to the Sharks. He could also, I think, help the PK. I noticed his hands are like 98 overall. We'll do 1 year. I'll give him like an extra 100K, 3.85 million. I think those two guys, obviously, could say Bergeron, I guess, replaces Landeskog. I was looking at it. If Beniers and Johnson made the team, I think we still needed like 2 more NHL forwards without having any like 79s on the team. You can see tons of guys available, like tons of mid-80s or whatever, but I don't mind keeping our core, bring those two guys in to be PK specialists. I think that could work out pretty well. And next year, guys, make sure we can sign all those players. I'm offering up 4 of these AHL guys who probably will be scratched next season. All medium top 9 potential though, so they're decent. They're just, you know, low 70s for a couple thirds here from the Lightning. One of them is actually our 3rd round pick we're getting back. Trade rejected. Let's just try, I don't know, get our 3rd round pick back. There we go. Okay, so not too bad. Probably all of them we honestly signed as free agents anyways. And again, I think majority, maybe like one of them would have actually started for us, but rather do that than lose out on a free agent we're trying to get here. So Joe Thornton for some reason is on the block. We're going to have to take him off. Apparently everyone wants Joe Thornton. I don't know what's going on. Ilya Sorokin, there we go. Great signing, very cheap. Him and Gustafsson as a goalie tandem. Kopaka there, good AHL player. Same with Rubtsov, Tyler Madden. So we need to hear back from Bergeron, Pavelski. Bergeron accepts. We didn't even actually offer him any extra money. Pavelski as well. So, ooh, do we have a line of like Thornton, Pavelski, Bergeron? That'd be kind of nice. Sider there, what was it? 7 years, $6 million for an 88 overall defenseman. He's making like 500K more than our guys that are 84. So that is awesome. Now next year, guys, I'm trying to get traded the New Jersey Devils to get Mukham Odin from them. He's actually pretty solid. 21 years old, 84 overall. He had 21 goals last year. He's got good defensive stats, very good physical. I'm thinking maybe him and Sider as the top pair. Left-handed, two-way guy. We have an extra defenseman right now. So I'm thinking, why not just combine 2 of the older dudes? Manson here with Leddy, especially since Leddy's dropped in rating. I'm worried he's going to keep dropping. For a younger guy, we're actually also saving $10 million in cap space. See what the Devils say to this. Trades rejected. They do like Manson, though. They also like Nightingale, who we just drafted, medium elite goalie. Him and Manson have more value than Mukham, but obviously he's on the block. We're going to see if they'll do this, plus give us a 3rd and a 4th. Trades rejected, just the 3rd. Trades rejected. Okay, just give us the player. There we go. Okay, so I think that's pretty solid. And we still have an extra defenseman. I'll show you guys what I'm thinking now. Because Manson, in terms of like the team fit, wasn't that great for us. So what I'm thinking is Sider and Mukham Odin on the top pair. We'll then have Pellich, who's a defensive defenseman, Merkley on the second, because Merkley's all offense. Murray Zaboral still get a +3, which means Leddy's extra. We still have Ferraro, Waugh, Alexiev, Wu, all in the AHL. Especially too, this gives us, you know, $10 million in cap space if we trade Leddy. We could go sign some really good free agent 1 year, overpay him, just help with the team. So next, you guys trying to see if I can get a 2nd and 3rd round pick from Philly for Nick Leddy. Again, I think he's kind of like an extra dude on our team. And they say no, but I feel like the 2nd there, like I feel like we should be able to get more than that. Maybe a 2nd and a 4th from them for Leddy. And there we go. So just picking up picks for guys we have extra. We have $14.5 million in cap space still. We actually have some picks in this year's draft now. Like I was saying, I looked at our team, like we were kind of set already for offense, defense, goaltending. But with the money, I might as well use some of this money. I'm thinking make a 1 year offer on somebody and just, like honestly, we could bring in Tarasenko. 1 year, $10 million. He's a sniper. Maybe puts up a bunch of points for us, helps us go on a run. Or if we're not doing well, trade with the deadline. I think looking at it, yeah, he is the best player available. He's not too old at 31. Let's see if we can sign Vladimir Tarasenko. And look at that, guys. For 1 year, he wants $10 million right on, which is what I was saying. So maybe it was meant to be. Tarasenko accepts our offer. I think we're going to be a pretty good team this year. All right, guys, we're at the start of next season now, and our team is looking good. Team stats is Bayer, of course. I'm excited to see just how good these guys can play. First line, Meyer, Wenberg, Kaprizov, getting a +3. I've actually got Kaprizov on the right wing now. I believe he was left wing last year. But he's a sniper, so maybe he can score a bit more goals on the offhand. Tarasenko, Braden Point, and Matthew Boldy as the second line. LeBanc, Bergeron, and Pavelski is the third line. Going to be a very good two-way line. Fourth line there, you got Gambrel playing with Thornton and Kopaka. So every single line is getting a +1 or better. I think we have a lot of depth. We have some good superstars in that top 6. Defensively, Mukham Odin playing with Sider on the top pair. Merkley and Pellich are getting a +5. I said that was going to be a good second line. I didn't think they were getting a +5. That's unreal. Merkley's going to be playing like an 89. I think he's going to grow like crazy. Murray's Borso, the bottom pair, getting a +3. I could switch Murray and Mukhamaddin, get a +1 there on the top and bottom, but Mukhamaddin's 21. I feel like I'd rather him play top pair without the boost. Also, the +3 there on the bottom pair, those are the worst two, so it just helps them be better. In terms of the goaltending, I think Sorokin and Gustafsson there, both still 84s. Who the starter is going to be is basically all up to the assistant coach. AHL-wise, Johnson Beniers are still here just because our NHL team ended up being better than I expected. I mean, they've won back-to-back Calder Cup, so why not make it a three-peat? They got Jack Quinn on their other wing. Leeson, Perfetti, Rupsov get a +3. The bottom 6 there is mostly high 70s. Like Tyler Madden is on our 4th line. So playing like an 81, AHL team should be good. Ferraro Wah get a +3. Wu there playing with Drysdale. Drysdale's now 78, so he should tear up the AHL. Alexiev, Chaika. In goal, we got Wallstad, a 77, franchise potential. I mean, I think both teams look pretty good. And the AHL team especially, I think, is going to have a very good chance here at that three-peat. I'll show you guys the offense, defense, and goaltending ratings here heading into next season. I'm trying to remember what they were last year. I feel like they should be higher, maybe not goalie, though. 97 offense is definitely higher. Same with the 95 defense. And then 85 goaltending. So definitely we've improved our defense. Offense ended up being better too. And like I said, Bennington wasn't playing that great anyway, so I think the 284 should do just fine. I also want to show you guys the record book here before I end this episode, as a few interesting things could happen in the upcoming season. So Joe Thornton there is 11 points behind Patty Marleau for all-time point leader for the San Jose Sharks. 4 seasons behind, so if he plays 4 more years, it would be ridiculous. He'd pass Marleau. I don't know if he can, though. Actually, he could, because that'd be 48, and I think by 50 they have to retire. Like 49's the last year they can play. Assists he already has. Games played, he's 400 behind, so I don't think he can catch that way. Penalty minutes, I don't think anyone's catching. And then goaltending-wise, we're probably not catching Nabokov either. But we wanted to show that to you guys. Joe Thornton looks like he's going to pass Marleau for the all-time point leader. And if he somehow plays 4 more seasons, he'll actually pass him in terms of season play for the Sharks as well. So that's going to be it, guys, for this episode. Like I said, a lot to look forward to there. Very excited for episode 4. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the sub button. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.